All right, we're in. Welcome in, everyone. Another edition of the Rec Poker Nightly series. If you're here early enough, you saw that I forgot that I had started streaming and was trying to set up some stuff on my OBS, but we're in. We're here. How's everyone doing? Thanks for tuning in if you are part of the early crew. If you're new here, we do this thing at Rec Poker. We play the Rec Poker Nightly series. We play a home game every single night of the week. We give away a bronze pin if you're the winner. We give away a spot in the Tournament of Champions if you win. In the next following month, everyone that won a daily series gets to play in that, where you can win a silver pin. And what I play for, bragging rights. You can have bragging rights if you do take down the tournament tonight. So those are the things we're playing for. We're not playing for money, but we're playing for fun, and you won't find a better crew to play poker against for fun. We also do a fun thing on this stream here. A free chance to win some cool stuff. You can win either $10 off Rec Poker merch, which, sporting the new Rec Poker merch today, we put in orders twice a year, and here's my new purchase. So you could get $10 off Rec Poker merch. You could get 50% off an hour of coaching with me, or you can get a 50-50 stake in a 1650 on demand on ACR. And new this week, I don't know if you were watching last week. Last week we qualified for the Venom. I'll give away, if someone gets it right tonight, you could also choose to get 1% of my Venom. So that's even bigger. That would be essentially value of like $26.50. So it sounds little, 1%, but 1% is actually a lot. So a fourth prize special this week. You can win 1% of my Venom action. How do you win that? You have to guess my exact finish tonight correctly. So if no more people entered, you would have a 1 in 27 chance of winning one of those prizes. All you have to do is type out in chat what spot you think I'm going to finish. Kekgeek's out there. Kekgeek says 8th. So we'll write that down and make sure, because if we get 8th tonight, Kekgeek gets to choose one of those prizes. Stewie also out there. Going out on a limb, changing up his usual guess. He's going to try 13th tonight. Hopefully it works out for you, Stewie. We'll see. We'll see. So, easy way. All you have to do is show up, make your guess. If you get it right, you can get it right. So, if you do want the 1% of the Venom, I do need confirmation from you that that is what you want before I play tomorrow, because that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm playing the Venom. So, biggest tournament I've ever played, and that's coming up tomorrow. So yeah, get those guesses in. We'll only allow guesses for the first 20 minutes or so. But I couldn't open the 3-3 under the gun. Maybe that should be a sign when it wasn't taking my raise that maybe I shouldn't play the hand. Let's see, 3-3 here. We should have the advantage, but the King 10 does hit their range fairly hard. We'll just check here. Checking turns out to be the correct option because we drill the set on the turn. We're going to upsize a bit. Go for the 4 big blind bet. I imagine we get a lot of folds here, but when we do get called, Deuce of Hearts not actually one of the better river cards because there weren't many hands that beat us, and now flushes beat us. But we're still going to go for value. We're still going to bet 10. If we get raised, we're going to reluctantly fold. But we hit our set on the turn. We get paid twice versus top pair of kings. So exactly the type of hand we're trying to get value from. That worked out quite well for us. We're deep enough to be able to call this, but not too much that we're looking for. Ace 6-7, not really the flop we're looking for. Check would be absolutely perfect because we're never calling, and if they check, they just give us a free chance. But instead they bet, we fold, and we move on to the next hand. Yeah, get those guesses in there, get those guesses in there. I want to be writing out a lot of guesses tonight. We've got the extra bonus prize potential. Big open here, easy fold for us to make with King 3. I should have been streaming last night. Last night we had the monthly series. So the first Wednesday of each month we do No Limit Hold'em series. Second Wednesday of the month we do the mixed game series. But man, did I have some roller coaster hands. My chip graph was up and down all night long. I would have made a really cool stream. We were in first place for a little bit, then we got dropped down, then we got back up to first place, and then we got dropped back down. And then ultimately we lost it all in a queens versus aces spot where I probably know better and should be getting away from it. However, I figured there was enough chance that they just had ace king there, and with the money in the pot, it would be a big mistake to fold queens against ace king. But if I make the fold against aces, it would have been quite beneficial for me. But it is what it is. That's what happens in poker sometimes. We just flat call here with the ace queen. Top of our range. Ace high flop is pretty good for us. However, we now lose to ace jack and ace 9. We block a lot of flush draws, so it's probably not a flush draw that would be up against. Big size is somewhat scary. We do lose first pocket jacks, pocket 9s, pocket aces, but there's only one combo of that. We lose against ace king. This is worth a call, but we shouldn't really be like fist pump super happy about this. So we're going to call. The call from Kelly in the big blind feels a lot like a draw. Very much could be a hand like queen 10, 10-8, 2 spades. I said we block a lot of flush draws, but we block a lot of Frogman Rick's flush draws. We don't block too much of Kelly's flush draws. This might be a very reluctant fold here, because they really shouldn't be going this size with too many hands. And like I said, a lot of what we have, we only really beat ace 10. And would ace 10 just shovel in for value here? I don't think so. This is going to be a tight fold. Doesn't feel good, but tight fold nonetheless. When we call flop, we're just hoping that they slow down, kind of start taking a more passive route. They don't, and we're essentially having to we're fearing a lot of river bets then, because it's got the fear of going triple barrel, especially out of position. They're very inclined to triple barrel. I'm going to assume he had Jack Jack or Ace Jack there. That's what it felt like. When you have Jack Jack there, you are very happy because if someone has an ace, they're unlikely to fold it. But we did find a fold with one of our very best aces. I like this hand, but we're just going to fold it to a 3x open with so many people left to act. Hey, Fortune, thank you for the good lucks. If you haven't, people out there, make sure to get your guesses in. Only about 10 more minutes or so to get your guesses in, but $10 off Rock Poker merch, 50% off an hour coaching with me, 50-50 stake in a 1650, or 1% of my Venom action, which starts tomorrow. So a lot of cool things that you could win just by making a guess. So get out there and make your guess. Sometimes I play some side tables, but tonight we are not. Once we're done here, I just plan on kind of resting up and getting ready for Venom tomorrow, because that's my main focus at the time. Let's see what Poker Geek does here. Suited Broadway cards, we can open this up. Obviously Queen 10 is like one of the worst suited Broadways, but still worth an open. Obviously not what we're looking for here. That lead out is really weird. I was gonna say this is probably a spot where we do continue, and this is like the continuing of like the worst of our hands, but it actually isn't that great of a continue. Like Queen 10 of hearts would have been much better, obviously of clubs. I think we just like fold this. Feels kind of crummy, but like if I had better ace highs, I'd probably call there, especially versus that very small lead. But there's no reason for me to like have to like just stick in with every single hand that I have there. That is probably the worst hand I could have in like that spot. See, my HUD doesn't really show up when I have it up there. I can scoot this down a little bit. This like G is like hovering slightly, but it's only blocking, I guess the 3-bet gets blocked. What if I do it? Then you just have to know that this abbreviation is 3-bet. Yeah, that's fine. It's about the best placement I can get, I think. Only 5 guesses out there so far. Get your guesses, people. Get those guesses in. How in the world was there a 50 big blind pot and it's won by 10s? 6s? Okay. I guess on a 5 queen queen, it does lead people to be inclined that their pocket pair is going to win. So I guess that's not too surprising. So many people in this hand. King 8. The fact that it's suited is the only thing playable about it. I will call because of that. King 8 offsuit. Just a fold for me. Obviously hitting the spades is pretty nice. No real reason to like get aggressive now. First Babker, I guess we potentially could. This is the one person that we would want to get aggressive against. But they should have a pretty strong range here. We're probably just going to call, hit a spade. Not hitting a spade. And we brick. when they check turn and then the river's the ace, that's probably the worst thing that we could have hoped for. They're going to check back a lot of their ace-king, ace-jacks that don't actually have a pair. I don't think he's going to check back a queen, and we just get an easy fold here. The only hand we would have actually beaten there would have been Jack 10. So really easy fold for us to make. I guess we did benefit from not blocking Jack 10 at all. But still not worth it when there's one hand that you beat. Now we'll fold. Before we benefited from being in the big blind to a much smaller open with a lot of people calling behind us. That one, a lot of those things were not true. Let's limp. I usually don't do this, but we will have the button. There's no aggressive actions in front of us. And we drilled a 6. All right, so we've got a pair. Multi-way, this usually just isn't good. We block them having a flush draw with a 7. We'd be calling for, what would it be? 2 plus 3 outs, 5 outs, essentially. The 6 of diamonds isn't the greatest of outs, but still would be all right. We can just give that up. Babker saying he had ace-jack of spades when we had the spade draw. Ooh. Could have busted. I guess we just needed the king and the king only there. You never knew it, but that's what we needed. All right, when you're hearing this, it will be last call for guesses. If you have not already, put your guess in the chat. It's really simple. All you have to do is just go into the chat, type out what position you think I'm going to finish in tonight, and you get one of those 4 prizes, extra Venom prize. So $10 off Rec Poker merch, 50% off our coaching with me, 50/50 stake in a 1650 on ACR, or 1% of my Venom action that starts tomorrow. So go out there, get your guesses in. This is your last chance. I will not be asking again. King Jack isn't great. Don't really want to be 3-betting it here. I guess we can flat and hope that we're playing in position versus maybe just one opponent. I guess big blind is very inclined to call here. I'd very much expect them to call. Not the flop we're looking for. Really shouldn't hit their range all that much, but this really hits these two people's ranges. But it works out. That was very much just like a continuation stab. If I would have been in the blinds, I would have been actually inclined to go for a check raise there with a high proportion of my range. Where we are though, like, it just doesn't hit our range. It doesn't really tell much of a story. The story it'd be telling is very specific that, hey, we called with ace-9 and we just hit a 9. And that's about it. All right, so if you haven't got your guesses in, guesses will now be closed. Good luck to everyone that entered. Hopefully you can run it up. Prove you all wrong by getting first or something tonight, but so far it's been a downward trend. Not doing a whole lot. We turned a set, like our first hand, and since then, Not too much. This is a big bet. Essentially just threatening all in. Aces versus fives. The fives. Wow, Poker Geek on that flop. Just calling it and drilling the turn. Nice job, John. There's those last minute guesses. I like it. Oh, Binkley, guess something else. Binkley will let you get another guess in. Hopefully you saw my message. Let's raise it up. We don't need to go that big. The original limper is short stacked. And they call. Very interesting. This should have like threatened their stack. Yeah, I was like, we should be able to bet small here a decent amount of time and get it, and that's what we do. Now we'll fold. Apparently they're very much a limper. They're 53-0. Binkley, eventually you'll guess something that wasn't taken, I swear. There you go. There you go, you finally got one. Alright. Now that we got everyone guesses in, we can move on with our life. We've got 9 potential winners tonight, 50 people left, so about a 20% chance that someone might win. I guess I should have elected for an over limp here, right? Would have worked out pretty well for me. They were big blind here, right? Ace Jack 5. All right. They're right back in it. Is that open big blind call and then big blind took the lead there? That's not how I expected that. How I would expect that one to play out. Is that the very first hand that they raised? I think so. All right. Suited ace, 40 big blinds deep. I think we just open, fold to a 3-bet. There hasn't been many 3-bets. Had there been more 3-betting going on, I'd just straight up fold this. But when we open, no one is 3-betting. We essentially allow us to see the flop here. And I guess it also looks quite strong because we are under the gun and raising, so. Should be able to bet small here. This board should really hit no one's range. If anyone, it helps us out the best, because whether we have a high card hand or a pair in our hands, it's still likely better than whatever Poker Geek defended his big blind with. So those are the boards you just smash bet 100% of your range really small, and it works out the majority of the time. We'll be folding this one. Aha, yes. Yes, yes, yes. The nut low hand. Four ways, 15.5 in the middle. Who wants to take a stab at it? Poker Geek going for the bet. The concerning piece is it does hit small blind's range quite well. Oh, this was big blind, sorry, right? Because this was an open limp, then a raise. Yeah, this doesn't really hit Binkley's range all that much. It does hit this range. King 10, 6, 9. That is a 6 on, or 6, 7. 6 hits on the river. Well played by Poker Geek, but just not the result he's looking for. We're electing to 3-bet here. Good old Flinny Boy is opening very wide, which means we are going to 3-bet him wide. He does call. I expect we bet here a decent point of the time, and he folds quite a bit. I think we hit him with another 40%-ish, and then check river. I feel like this is still going for thin value, and then just checking river because there is a decent amount of hands that he would float with that could potentially hit 2 pairs or essentially anything along those lines. It was a pretty scary board. Just checking river helps us control the size of the pot where we can still get value on that turn card, but we don't necessarily want to be going all in. I could have found a call with 9-10 suited, but could have worked out really well. I mean, I guess we'll see, but just was a pretty strong range and a strong call. If we were deeper stacked, I think it makes more sense, but peel off of essentially 30 big blinds effective. I'm just going to find other spots, save my chips. Poker Geek going for the pot size bet. With this hand, what would we have done versus a pot size bet? I think the correct answer would have been gamble it all, but doesn't always come up with the end result that you're looking for. Ace 4, Ace Jack, and 9-10 would have won. Really interesting to see Poker Geek take that approach to go pot. Personally, I do not like it, but it is what it is. And all in a fold. The tuck is just finding spots to make bets and always getting them through. Pretty easy fold for us to make with Ace 5 offsuit under the gun. We were very hesitant to even open Ace 7 suited. Ace 5 offsuit's just an easy fold. And that's Poker Geek gambling for everything when he's got top 2 pair. He's still got to fade an 8, which he does. Never a doubt. If I was Poker Geek, I'd probably be jamming if tuck limps or folds. Jam, you can win a ton, but okay, we'll see a flop. That's fine by me. We hit our 5. I'd like to make a small wager. Deny some equity from hands like Jack 8. Oh, and there's an 8. I would like to make one more small wager. You can't raise with an 8 now. What would he be raising with in this spot? Would he check back a queen? I wouldn't see why. Would he do this with a flush draw? He might. Would he do it with, like, I really want to be sticky here, but I think I'm just going to find a fold. I think we could have been good there a decent amount of the time. Interesting. Grandpa George, welcome in. Thanks for tuning in. I think we over limp here. Thought about raising, but ace highs are going to do generally well, and this doesn't play all that well post flop, unfortunately. We'll find a call here once. They have a very wide range with the amount that they're limping. This call is not what we're looking for. If they have diamonds, we potentially win. I wanted them to call. They should have us beat almost all the time here, so we'll just find a fold. Like I said, I think if we stay in the hand versus the open limper, we're probably just finding a way to call down the whole way. But when Kelly gets in there, that makes it the difficult part, and then they bet the river when they don't have to. Essentially what they're doing with that bet is saying like, hey, I'd like to get a little bit of value out of the hand that I have, and when that's their intention, we don't want to be using our bluff catchers to call. Had they bet huge, essentially making it look either like very nutty or very bluffy, then we can potentially use our ace high as a call and try and catch some of their flush draws. I'm really stuck between calling, raising, and folding. I think they're all plausible. I think with the open limp being very likely to call, it makes it tough for us to play sixes as a call here. Essentially why I was thinking about making a raise play and probably just like a min raise. But if we min raise and get raised behind us all in, we're just in a atrocious spot. We're always behind, hoping to be flipping versus ace king. If I would have known that would have happened, I would have very happily called. However, you don't know how people are going to act behind you. That's what I was kind of thinking. All three seemed like very likely options. Now I'd expect this to go as a call to Poker Geeks all in. Okay, that's very interesting for those hands. And ace 8 finds a way to win. I did this last night by mistake. Just the min 3-bet, because I didn't see the open in front of me, and I was like, okay, I want to raise this hand, and just click it. It goes to 3 big blinds, and it's the first time I had done that in a very long time, and I did not know how to act afterwards. What does my min 3-bet range look like, and how does it want to act on specific boards? Open, call, all in, call, fold. Ace king versus 9's the classic. Queen is the dirtiest way of doing it. Ooh, 9's hold. eventually the tuck gets the chips that he was owed when he got it in, having John dominated. Fergie, what you doing over there? You gotta share some chips? It's way too many chips for you. Way too many. 113 this early on? You don't need that much. Gibber could use some. I'll take some. Evil Roy could take some. Yeah, let's spread it around. Let's give 20 to Gibber, 10 to me, 10 to Evil Roy, and then you keep the rest. You keep the remaining 70. Uh, 10 behind, 17 in the middle. I expect all the chips go in. There it is. And what's Night Owl gonna do? Fold his flush draw. That missed. Got it. Hey, let us play. Blind Jump's starting to show some significance. We're just above the starting stack and we've got 20 bigs. So we've moved through this quite aggressively. But it does kind of slow down a little bit after this. Alright, now it'll let us play. Half of a potential of being a good hand. If we could just change this to something else. A 3-bet sizing that's not all in, but still quite large. Interesting, interesting. Aha. The baby suited connector. This effective stack, 20 bigs, a lot of shovable stacks behind this. We probably shouldn't be playing this, but I don't think we're going to get many 3-bets behind us, so I'm still going to find the open. Just kidding. Just kidding. We knew it from the start. Be nice to find a hand. We're getting to that crucial point of needing to find a hand, but we're still in a good spot though. If we double, we move up the ladder board quite significantly because everyone else kind of in the same spot as us. Yeah, Giver, I'm handing out Kim's chips for her. I'm a very nice guy. A very nice guy. You need it. You needed that a little bit. This is just a huge discrepancy, right? Ah, yes. 7, 8, 4, 3, 5, 6, Queen 5. What's my next hand gonna be? My next hand is gonna be just good enough to make it seem good, but being under the gun, it's gonna be an easy fold. So I think it's gonna be King 9 offsuit is what I'm gonna get dealt next hand. which I'm going to get and go, ah, finally a playable hand, if only I were in later position, and then fold. Tough decision. In a limped pot, check to me. What do I do? Check. Good decision. Good decision. What's Gibber gonna do? Gibber got to see this hand for free. Did not like any of that. Which, if he folded here, this 10 wouldn't have helped him. We don't need to kid ourselves. That is a 9. Alright, King 9 off. Jack King off. Oh, even closer. But this short stacked unsuited broadways do go up in value, so we'll find a raise. King 10 off, I think, would have been the best hand that I fold. King Jack off is an open off this shortest stack, I think. Just due to the fact that the hand is exactly what you're looking for when you hit a king or a jack. When you're 18 big steep, all you're really looking to do is hit a top pair. Not getting raised behind, we can eliminate the likelihood of ace kings, although there's a decent amount of people that still play ace kings. Potentially ace jack, also in that same boat. Queen 10 definitely possible. King queen definitely possible. King 10 possible. Or we do hold the jack. I'm just struggling how to handle this multi-way. Because ultimately we want to find a way to get called by a queen, but get hands like an ace to fold. I don't really plan on folding this hand ever. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm fine playing for 8.5. That's cool. What were they all calling with? Like really small pairs? Should I just be rude and like bet this? All right. We did it. We got some chips. Like I said, a double up. It wasn't quite a double up, but let's call it close enough. Puts us to 35, gives us 5,300 essentially, and up into 13th place, which is pretty good. With this all in, we can essentially ignore it, and then we're up against Evil Roy. I would like to raise versus Evil Roy and take my ace high either three ways, essentially versus Evil Roy, or if he doesn't, in a very good spot. This even works out well for Gibber because the odds he gets on his all-in are pretty favorable with the dead big blind. Unfortunate for Gibber that our ace pairs, and he does not hit his flush. GG's, Gibber. Let's give you a GG in the chat. There we go. Queen 3 suited, 2 shovable stacks behind us. I really don't want Evil Roy to shove on us. We have seen him do it. We haven't seen this person play a single hand. Well, we have, but I think only on limp. Did I knock out Gibber last night? It's bad that I don't remember. I was playing a lot of tables when I was playing the tourney last night. Sorry, Gibber. Stay out of my way. That's all you have to do. When we open, we're just hoping for to get folds out of the blinds on that flop when they lead. It's just, you can hit 15th and I'll call it even. All right, we'll get 14th. We'll get 14th and just needle you a little bit more. I forget exactly how I busted you out, but I am starting to remember playing with you for a little bit. I think we got it in a classic flip situation. It was just one of those, like, I guess that's what tonight is, like a tens versus ace king or something. I could probably pull it up because it would take me too long to find it with my poker tracker stuff. Now that I have poker tracker, I can track all those hands, but it would take me too long. Doesn't really matter too much how I busted Giver, but all right, we're approaching first break in a pretty good spot. We're 13th out of 37. How many people? 60? 60 people entered tonight. 13th place is pretty good. Fergie still towards the top. John Luzzi also towards the top. Keto Man, Apple of My Eye, East Coast Bitter, now then KB, all ahead of us in the standings. Window Guy. Yikes. Yikes. Look at all those people showing up tonight. Captain Walleye still in there. Wow. Binkley still alive. Although towards the bottom. Binkley, you need to do something. Turn the ship around. You can do it. I got a new thing, but I've forgotten to use it yet. I was thinking about doing it like whenever I like suck out or win an all in. Let me see if I get the placement right. I want to kind of do something like this. Yeah, the like little Grinch smile. Gotta find the right times to do it. I guess I could have done it versus Gibber. You know, get it in versus Gibber. Boom. River comes. I win. Boom. Grinch smile. Like when? Yeah, that's cool. Uh-oh, Fergie. Looks like you're committed. What were you raising the limper with? Oh, just ace queen. Just ace queen. Of course, Fergie holds. Flipped last night. Ace king versus tens. Too good. Memory's too good, even though I had very little recollection of it. I'm sorry to say. Look, I don't even need to look it up. Gibber tells me. It's perfect. All in from Rick the Good Dog. Will the Good Dog find the double? Because Babker's no way folding. This looks really strong when you raise off of this. I would expect Babker to just go all in now and try and get Roadstars 4. Yeah. And they're calling ace 10, ace 5, king 8, ace 10 looking good. Gonna need a king 8 or a 5 to take it away from him, and it's none of those cards. Babker going from short chip stack to KOing 2 people and being in a really good spot. All right, our big blind. What do we got? 9, queen. Very callable type of hand. A limp in front of us. Another limp. Another limp. And we'll probably just see a flop here. We don't really want to be doing much raising. None of those cards match what cards I have. I have 0 matches. Not good to have 0 matches. Half pot. Not our spot or our desire to try and become a hero and defend against this steal attempt. So we'll just get out of the way, but Howitzer is going to try and be the hero and defend against the steal attempt. Expect a lot of folds. Yeah. Queen coming should be somewhat cautionary for both players, especially now then KB. But yet they continue the betting. And now they get it through. All right, 5-minute break. I'm going to take a quick few minutes, fill up my water, and I'll be back before the break is done. So stick around. If you're watching this, you're probably on break as well. So I will see you in a little bit. I should be back by the time the game starts when you're watching. So I'll see you soon. All right. We are back. Let's see what this lobby looks like. We're in 13th out of 33. So about half the field has been Cato this far. And we're about the midpoint of all those that are still left. So average stack is 56, but we have 5,000. That's totally fine. Yeah, some good people. Been Cato and some good people left, so should be fun. But look at this. This is something you don't usually see. Canada, 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 Canada. So many Canadians. All the Americans have been eliminated. Look at this turnout from Canada. I'm loving it. Australia. I didn't realize that Flinny Boy was from Australia. That's awesome. And there's one more else. Switzerland? Switzerland. Awesome. Love to see it. You love to see it. We'll find the limp. Totally fine to just fold here too. But what's her chip graph look like? Some minor wiggles, but nothing too crazy. We could get a flush. We might be able to get a flush here. I don't feel too much of a need to try and stab. Everyone loves a chop pot, three-way chop pot. Yeah, there it is. What do we have? We had the best high card hand too, right? Where is it? 10-6, 10-5, 9-7. We had the best high card hand. We were ahead the whole time. We missed value. Shucks. Oh, and the cool thing about the giveaway, no one guessed worse than 32. So now we're down to 32 potential spots that I finish. 9 guesses left. So odds of someone winning 25-ish%, a little bit better than that, 30%. What is 9 out of 32? Exactly. 28% chance someone wins. Gotta like those odds. The 3-4. I'm more inclined to open this if it folds to me. Just due to these aren't shovable stacks. It's actually really kind of odd 3-betting stacks. Like what would Babker 3-bet to? Should he decide he wants to 3-bet? Like 6? Ooh, I left my dog outside. I'm gonna have to run and go grab her. But getting calls behind from everyone is really awkward. We would have the best aces in this spot, but Babker has a decent amount of aces. Basic Tax has a decent amount of aces. I think we're probably just going to like check and avoid losing like another 3 big blinds if we would have decided to bet. Babker goes 4. I'm just going to auto fold. I'm going to grab my dog quick because she's outside and shouldn't be. Hopefully I can auto fold this one. Yes. Okay. We're back. We gotta find some personal restraint and stop opening those really small suited connectors off such a short stack, even though we're in late position. It's just never gonna work out for us. More inclined to open this up, although ace-10 offsuit isn't the greatest. I'm just going to find the fold. Like I said, it's a borderline open with an open in front of us. We'll just fold it. No harm, no foul. Big open. D nice aces does not open all that often. I'm inclined to believe this is a pretty strong hand from them. A check. It makes me think they have something like queens, aces, 10, or queens, jacks, 10s. Why did I say aces? Queen, queen? Queen, jack. Oh. Interesting. Definitely a looser range than I was expecting, just with some of these stats. Even though we just make a looser open, I'm just going to find the fold here. We're back down to 17 bigs. It's not good. Not great. Not bad. Just kind of average, but... Do they snap check? Now do they have queens? I don't know what's going on here. Queen 10. Okay, interesting. We'll see you later, Jack Deuce. Not really a hand we want to be playing. What time do I start Venom tomorrow? Venom starts, I think, noon my time, 1 p.m. Eastern. Actually need to double check that. I can't start right away at noon, but I'll be starting shortly after. I'll probably be registering around 12:30. So since I can't start any earlier, I'm not too worried around when it starts, because it either starts at 12 or 1, and either way, I'll be fine registering whenever I'm able to get online. But it'll be interesting. It's going to be huge bounties on people, because half of the buy-in goes to bounties on people's heads. So, and then half of it is eligible to be won. The other half goes added on to your bounty. Oh, excuse me. So, we'd be looking at 675, 650 bounties right off the start for anyone you can knock out. Gonna be interesting. Right away from the start, gonna have heavy financial decisions instead of saving them all towards later. So, interesting. But some of my best results have come from knockout tournaments and progressive knockout tournaments. Hopefully that trend can continue, but it's still just a poker tournament, and anything can happen. What did I fold? Jack 10? Pretty relevant blockers here. Blockers to potentially a straight or a straight draw, and blockers to a top pair. Six big blind bet makes it feel like he's going for value here, but what would he be going for value with? Maybe a hand like Queen 10 that hit a pair on the river? Maybe a hand like 10-9, Ace 9 that should be good with how it was played up until that point? Not entirely sure, but felt like a thin value bet there on the river. Still a lot of opens and calls from people even this late stage. You get into this point where you have 20 big blinds, and every time you call it just becomes more and more crucial to stack preservation. Thanks, Giver. I don't know if I'm going to stream it. I'm really on edge about it because I'm not sure if I could stream the whole thing. I don't want to like cut it off halfway through. It also would be a long time to stream it. I'm going to be trying to like concentrate a lot. I think I'm probably leaning towards just dedicate my mind to playing the best I can. But I'll probably be talking in the Discord a bit, and probably can keep up to date that way. Aces, Queen Jack. Queen Jack looks like a winning hand. Unfortunate for Babker. If they hit a Queen or a Jack, they probably feel obviously not as good when you hit a straight, but almost just as good. And then Babker has them in that scenario. Just unfortunate that they this is like borderline. It's too much, too many chips for me to like try and guess that I'm right. I'd love to see a limp here, because then I'm just going to jam. Oh. I think we go with this and hope that we win a flip. It was a really quick jam. Do they do a really quick jam with aces, kings, queens? I don't think so. I think they would potentially quick jam with jacks. So this is probably a flip, and we're going to take it. Sixes. Ooh, that's awesome. I don't mind losing to queens. That's totally fine. That's good. We take 20. Babker takes 13. So we win a small amount. We win only 1,800. Okay. Babker triples, which is great for him. I guess it was only 15. Babker had, what, 4? So only net 10 big blinds? Something like that? Maybe a little bit off than that. Okay. Alright. Aha! Babker did hit a queen on that river for that one hand. What did I say? Queen 10? Thin value with a queen. Nacho Navarro. Hi. Hi, how's it going? So our final 3 tables. Nacho Navarro, I have no idea, but there's this thing called Google, and Google could probably tell you answers. Gibber, if you're looking for the table, I can give you table information if you do want to follow along. That way you can just go to the lobby and find table 81 and find me. Otherwise, I can also share the link, although I know the link takes you like to the web browser version of the table, which doesn't always work if you're trying to just watch it through the actual ACR client. So I can share that info. I am still kind of contemplating streaming if I make it to day 2, because I think that would be really cool. However, I think right away for day 1, I'm just going to pass. It's the middle of a Friday. There's no, like, I'm still undecided, like, if I just announce that I'm going to be streaming at noon tomorrow, like, would I get a crowd? So, probably just going to skip on that, but still thinking I might for day 2. Hey, 3's worked out well for us earlier. Let's see what we can get him to do now. Look at Captain Walleye. Look at his stats. 0-0-0. How tight can you get, dude? Can't believe it. Just kidding. It's 2 hands that we've had on him. I just wanted to throw a little needle at Captain Walleye in case he was watching. The nit that he is. Let's find a 3 of hearts. Oh, come on. Come on, Glassjaw. What is this? Like, I can call this or this. This is probably just too much. Keto Man has pretty good odds to call 10 to win 19. I'd expect him to call fairly wide here. It's just I have such a tough time with him behind finding a call. Especially with the hand that I have. Man. 3's would have done it. Who's the nit now, huh? Who's the nit now? Me. I'm the nit. Gosh, I don't know how many people played back in the full tilt days, but I just get like deja vu every time I see this avatar. It's a full tilt avatar. I just get so much deja vu whenever I see it. It's crazy. I played with the little turtle avatar on full tilt. Yeah. Deuce. Ugh, jeez, come on. That's the card that I get to go with it. I need to find a win. We're 16 out of 25. We need some chips. We're very much in the heart of people's guesses, so we could be seeing a winner unless I find a double. Okay. Let's raise. Because I'd rather just win this hand right now. Right? And if they call, I do have a suited 10. 10 might play. We'll take a stab. Hopefully we can find a fold. They can find a fold. If they jam, we just like throw up and move on. But now we no longer have a decision. We're never folding. We're just getting the chips in the middle. But at what rate? Do we go small? I like something like that. And we win. All right. Sometimes you're correct by mistake. I wanted to fold pre-flop Didn't get it. Wanted to fold on the flop. Didn't get it. And then we hit the second nuts on the turn. I accept. All right. I think I want to raise my offsuit queens, especially the middling ones, limp like the suited ones. But it's like 50-50, really. The only thing criminal to do there would have been to fold the big blind. But we did see two bust outs, so we saw 25th and 24th pass. So Pet Vet's guess of 24th out of contention. If we do bust this very next person as the very next person, Apple O' My Eye will win. Otherwise, Window Guy is at 22nd, John Luzzi at 21st, but that win that we just got does give us a little bit of cushion because we're now in 9th place. You're sitting out? Really? Somehow I don't believe you, but I'm still going to find an open. Wouldn't be surprised to have Walleye 3-bet us here. Even a flat out of them makes a lot of sense. We'll play this one post-flop in a situation where we flop absolutely nothing. So I'm not going to be too ashamed to find a fold here. We won't snap check, but we will think about it for a little bit, because what would we do here if we had Queen Jack? Would we find a check? Would we find a bet? I'm not sure. Let's check. And there's a bet, a small bet, nonetheless. It's going to get a fold from us, and it's going to be pretty advantageous for them here. Keto's got us behind. He's going to have to call with a tighter range. We just have nothing to call with. And a raise. Running pretty good in terms of stats. 28-29 over 82 is about what I would expect. I have folded to every single 3-bet, but that's only been 2 out of 2. Continuation bet, was that like 4 out of 6? 6 out of 9. Oh, okay. That's pretty decent. Fold continuation about 50%. All the stats are looking pretty good for me. Playing pretty standard thus far. Fergie and I were comparing stats a while back, and we were talking about VPIP, PFR, and 3-bet, and we had extremely similar numbers. So to see us going 28-28, 20-18, 9-7 seems pretty standard. What tournament is this? If you go to the link right below here, rec.poker/home game, you can find out. We play a home game every night with Rec Poker. Did a pair of 10s really win? What did they have? A jack. Oh, a flush draw. Okay. So if you want to get more detail about what we do, rec.poker/home game. If you don't know what tournament is, you also probably don't know who I am. You can also go to rec.poker/Taylor Maas and figure out who I am. What am I doing? What's my thing? But yeah, if you are new, Rec Poker, weekly podcast, you can go out and listen because everyone loves to chat poker. This is a situation where we bet larger, just due to how the 8 and 9 connect, and then the 2 diamond flop. Unlikely for them to have a better hand than us. 8-9 possible, but much more likely that they would have something like Jack 10 than 8-9. Just due to card blockers and stuff like that. So we want to kind of remove some of those hands. They do have 8s in their range. They do have diamonds in their range. So this card is atrocious for us. We're forced to check back here. If Fergie would have bet out here, it would have put us into a really, really, really tough spot. But instead, we're going to check. And 10, also not all that great for us. We're really hoping to beat a 9. And that's about it. Snap check. Ace 10. That was one of those hands that had us beat. And I was making the wrong analysis. Fergie probably benefits a lot from betting river there, especially when she hits her better 2-pair. Like, she was worried about being up against ace king, ace queen, ace jack. Now she beats all those things. So you have a pretty safe just fire the river. Especially since the ace on the board that gave a potential for a flush draw was the diamond. So I would have to have exclusively like king, queen of diamonds. Oh. This is a call in theory, but what is Uncle Hoots doing this with? Like in normal game, I'd probably just snap it off here. I think I'm going to find the tight fold. I think ace 7 or better I'd probably call, or if it was suited. Not entirely sure there. Like that, I think in theory is a call whenever someone shoves big blind for 10 bigs. However, over 30 hands, that was the very first hand that they raised. Even though it's small blind versus big blind, like you got to think that they're just playing a little bit tighter due to that one specific thing. So that's ultimately what made me decide on a fold there. Again, 30, you got to be somewhat cautious around a sample size of 30. It's not always going to give you right numbers. How often have you gotten bad cards for 30 hands straight? I think it's not super common, but it does happen quite a bit. I like this jam from Captain Wally. Yeah. Those are the types of things that we'll be looking to do. If it goes fold, fold, Fergie opens. Probably going to do the same thing. Glass jaw under the gun. I think that's going to be tight enough of a range. I think Fergie's going to be opening wider in this spot, as she should be, as opposed to an under the gun open, which means if we jam, we get less folds here, and by jamming ace 3, we're really trying to capitalize on fold equity. We have made the final 2 tables, which means everyone who guessed in the 20s is out, but Binkley guessed 18th on his 3rd try. Gibber guessed 15th. Stewie guessed his classic 13th. So decent amount of guesses here at the final 2 tables. We'll see if any of those can hit. Now they're shoving. Again, we got in that spot and we're like, ace 3. I am contemplating that fold now. I guess the majority of what I was thinking is like, are they going to shove a hand like king 10, king jack? And I think you probably do small blind versus big blind if you're going to shove ace 3 from over here. Maybe I'm making the wrong assumption, but I don't know. And just like that, we cruise past 18th, so, and that's a set. We're not going to cruise past 17th. low suited connectors. I've learned my lesson. I'll just give it up. There's gonna be some bust out. Well, I guess. There's a bunch of us kind of floating around this like 10 big blind mark that could all bust relatively soon. Fergie at 35 is in 5th place. Glass Jaw with 15 is in 9th place. So Walleye in 8th. This could move pretty quick into a final table here. I mean, we've got to eliminate half the field, but I could actually see that happening relatively quickly. We might reach final table before 10 o'clock tonight. And to do that, we will need to double up. So hopefully we can find a way. Gibber's out there, and I know it. He's just eyeing up that 15th place finish. Like, just do it. Just finish 15th. I know you can. Very likely that we would. You got to hope that we get a decent enough hand to shove after someone just busted in 17th. So after one more person busts, you want us to get a decent enough hand to shove, and then we lose. But we'll see if that all plays out that way. Because we could see 2 bust outs here. We could see all in, call, and it just flies right past 15th. Got to call 10 to win 27. Pretty good odds. You got to have about 40% equity, and you might have that. 10 out of 27, 37% equity. He's got 74% equity. He makes the correct call and wins. All right. Here's your spot, Gibber. Here it is. Here's the opportunity for Gibber to win. We're giving you every opportunity. A hand good enough to shove right on the 15-person time frame. Unfortunately, watching this, he might know, and he probably does know, that we didn't bust. You had your chance, though. You needed to rely on everyone else. This might be you losing your opportunity, Gibber. Oh, decent chance you might be losing your opportunity. Very decent. Queens hold. There's 2 people KO'd. Sorry, Gibber. This close. This close. I think if it folds to me, I'm going to find a limp. Versus an open, we just fold. Would have been an interesting one to play. We get a gut shot. Backdoor spade draw. Big bet here. It gets a fold. Walleye finding some way to scoop up some chips and small pots. And a fold. The yuck. Yeah, he totally knows. Now when he's watching the stream, King Queen just came on there. Yeah, I think this is going to be a shove for us. It's another one of those spots where we're just like not loving it, but hopefully we just get some folds from people. Fold, fold, Fold. I don't like the tank. Okay. Got the folds. Now next time when we shove our kings, we want everyone to call. Yeah, no problem, Giver. If you watch the stream, I had a hand where I should be shoving. I'm not gonna not take the opportunity. I'm not gonna try to bust in 13th, and I'm also not gonna 15th. I'm not gonna try to bust in 15th, and I'm not gonna not try to bust in 15th. We're just gonna play it out and see what happens. There's the all in. Do we see another call from Keto? Keto's been on a roll. He doesn't need quite as much. Got to call 8 to win all that. He does find a fold. What do we got? Low suited connectors? No, thank you. For being at a point where chip stacks are going to be kind of volatile, we haven't had much volatility. It's been pretty easy going. Should be a call. Oh, found a fold. Interesting. What do you open and then fold to that small of a shove? I wanted kings. I wanted kings. Someone raise, please. I think we still find a fold here. Just because he has so many kings in his range that dominate us. I'd be more inclined to call like 7 deuce, I think. That one feels gross. I'd much rather have this hand. Under the gun. We've seen them call off and we've seen them fold in spots where someone would have shoved roughly 10 big blinds. I'm just going to try and find a better opportunity. Because we'd be hoping they fold, and then if they don't, we're just hoping that we like win the 40-60. Oh, okay. Rewarded. Instantly rewarded. But doesn't mean we're going to win. This does not mean we're going to win. Good luck, East Coast bidder. I'm hoping you have ace jack and no jack comes through, so good luck us. Good luck us. Nines. Uh-oh. Good thing you didn't have ace jack. That's perfect. That'll help us make a run at the final table. Classic flip. The classicest of flips. That was Stewie's opportunity, by the way. Stewie had guessed 13th, and we would have just busted on 13th had we not hit an ace or a king. Come on, PokerStars. Show the double up on the graph. It's not popping up yet. Ace King. Ace Jack. No, he's got Ace Jack. Oh, unfortunate. GG's, Ben. Ace Jack now for me. Oh, we blocked the best flush draws. Should be just a small c-bet spot, I would imagine. We don't really want to get raised now, so we'll probably just be checking back here. Plus our ace-jack is good here some of the time, but a lot of what they float with just has some sort of value, unless it's like a 4-5 type of thing. But we'll check. 10 doesn't do much. They check, we check. They bet. We're 2 bigs. think we go for a cheeky check raise. Aha. Aha. Felt like they were trying to block bet with a really weak hand, or potentially just steal something. I wanted to have the ability to show. Okay. I know I should have the ability to show cards, but we'll see. Beat Jam, and I forgot about the stream just in time to see me get beat. Yeah, it was a fair fight we had. Classic flip, Ace King versus nines. And would you look at that? We've moved up into 4th place. Good for us. Fergie, what do you? I think you're still out there. What do you think of me making that cheeky raise on the river there? You make a cheeky bet, I make a cheeky raise. Stewie's so close. It was so close. What more can you ask for than someone getting into a flip on a spot where they would bust out in your exact guess? Like, we had 2 pretty good opportunities for that. Could have busted in 15th very easily. Ooh. Apple, oh my eye. Okay. Suited queen. I said I would probably raise more of my suited queens, but more of the connected ones. I think the suited queen 3. Or I said I would limp it. Yeah, feeling like limping. Good seeing a lot of the familiars deep. Yeah, there's a lot of familiars deep. I'm going to check here. Walleye does like to show some aggression. I'll just let him be the one betting and doing stuff like that. Now I'll throw a bet out there. It looks weaker. It looks like a 8-7-ish type of hand. Hopefully he doesn't have exactly a 9. But if he goes check, check, I should win. If he bets, I'm calling pretty comfortably. I just don't want to get raised, which is why I go for the check route here. He bets over pot. Would he bet over pot with 2 pairs? Maybe. This is the right bet size for him to make. Me not having much time make, I'm just going to find a fold. That was the worry, and essentially why we checked river is we don't want to get raised there, which if they're betting that big, they're going to raise us. What hands do we want to call with in that spot? I think what we do want to call with is the hands like we have the queens. Is it, or would we rather almost call with like made me fold the winner? Yeah, I think I felt like you were just trying to like bet like a 5 or a deuce there, pet bet. And you just can't call a raise in that spot. You forced yourself off the winner though. Like I said, if you check, I check. But then you tried to get thin value, and I said, no. Let me turn my hand into a bluff now that I have the ace of diamonds. None of those are the deuces. I was looking for the deuce of hearts. Is the deuce of hearts out there? Hello? Deuce of hearts. Hello? 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 Although this is a good bluff card for us. When we check here, we have a lot of ace highs in our hand. This is now an ace. Oh. Okay, dude. If you did have an ace, you just lost value from me. I guess they both had aces. We would have been in rough shape. I still don't like that stupid top pair of queens facing an overbet on the river. I guess he would potentially do that with missed heart draws, but he shouldn't have too many heart draws. He's limping here. He called one street and then goes for an overbet. It just, there's got to be so many nines in his range. All right, ace queen. Maybe just min raise, get it in versus either of these two. Or just take it down. All right. No. We folded a suited ace in the big blind before. Hopefully we don't face a shove. If Fergie shoves, I'm more inclined to call. I think this is just way too good. I think we have to call. Aha! Pipped! Aha! Nut flush! Sorry, Fergie. GG. I just figured there was enough weaker aces and enough weaker kings in their range that just made it a really easy decision for us. We have a 9 now, Captain Walleye. We have the 9 now. Kind of a weird spot because we should have the best hand still with the ace high. That bet is somewhat scary. I think I'm going to call one street and reevaluate turns. If we hit a 9 or an ace, we likely are just going to have to stick with the hand. King makes it interesting to potentially like turn it around and take a lead option here. Even like a lead jam is really interesting. I always get into these weird hands with Captain Walleye. He doesn't like to fold. I don't like to fold. And we often just get into this weird spot. Damn, 10. I feel like we have enough showdown value to want to check, but the way this is run out makes me feel not as good about our hand and make us want to then potentially turn it into a bluff, in which case we would jam, but I think I'm just going to check. Of course, a deuce. Oh. Obviously the river jam would have worked, but still a weird spot. What hands would we want to jam in that spot? Obviously probably kings for value, 2 pairs for value. I wonder what happens if we take the lead over on the turn there. Just because how many kings does he have in his range that he bets 2/3 pot on the flop with? I think that is a spot where we should take the lead. Interesting. I might run that one. Because I think flop call is correct, but then on that turn, we should potentially be leading a lot. And we had someone bust at the other table, so we will be at the final table. Shush says I'm trying to join, but this verification email isn't coming. From Rec Poker, or are you talking about from Poker Stars? I'm not sure which one, but hopefully it works itself out. Congratulations, final table. Captain Walleye wins a big one there. 2 decent sized pots in a row for Captain Walleye. We're in 6th out of 9. Let's try and make a run. Oh, stupid allergies. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. They raised off of a short stack to begin with, so stack to pot ratio is small to begin with. Any sort of bet is very intimidating for how the rest of the hand's going to play out. Fold. Here are all the big stacks. 4, 2, and 1. In a normal FT, this would be very crazy. This is borderline to open. We're 9-handed. We're essentially under the gun plus. We are under the gun +2. Tight fold on the final table. All the big stacks left behind us. Tight fold. No thank you on the 8-3 offsuit. Did the blinds go up? Oh, break. Alright, break time. We've made second break, which means we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back in just a little bit, but final table action. I correctly predicted that we would be at the final table before the next break, which we have. And I'm also going to predict that we probably aren't going to see too many bust outs right away. These are the only 2 people in danger, but I expect us to play a while 9-handed at this final table. So dig in. We might be here for a while. And as I say that, we almost saw someone bust, but we'll be right back. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes. All right, we're back. Final table action. 60 people started, 9 people are left, and we are one of those 9. Little bit of ups and downs going on, but not too crazy. Why isn't average showing up there? So we've been below average essentially the whole time. A little bit above, a little bit above, a little bit above, a little bit above, a little bit above. But that's fine. You don't ever need to be above average until you're getting towards the end of the tournament. So we're not too worried. We still have a very playable chip stack. Kind of a rough spot with all these big stacks behind us. But if we stick around for a while, blinds keep going up. It actually becomes a little bit advantageous for us to allow for the jamming and stuff like that. Travis Roberts says, when should you fold on the starting round? I think that is a more complicated question than you are thinking. But there's plenty of poker content out there around opening ranges, what should you be playing, what should you be folding, so on and so forth. The more you dig into poker, the more complicated you realize this entire game is. So I think you were just scratching the surface. But I'm just making an assumption. I don't know exactly where you're at with stuff. And hopefully you enjoy the game and keep playing, because it is a fun game. One of my favorites. I think we're gonna be the big blind here. We're gonna need to find a hand. Should we sweat it? See what cards we get? I'll use the notepad instead, so you can see everyone's guesses. We have 2 live guesses left. No. Oh. I'm too slow. We could have sweated the 10-9. It would have been a very boring sweat, but we could have sweated it nonetheless. By sweating it, I cover up the cards and try and see what's there. I guess this one would have been somewhat interesting. We wouldn't have known if it was a king or a 10 if we just peel it slow enough to see the line. But all right, time for us to run good. Let's win this thing. Why not? Oh man, what a flawless stream too. No drop frames, so the video's probably been nice and smooth the whole way throughout. That's awesome. Love to see it. Evil Roy is asleep. Unfortunately for us though, if he does eat up his entire time bank and then fold, it means we're probably going to have to fold to keep the integrity, because that'll essentially eat into when we show our cards. And it's not all that advantageous to play a hand when your opponent knows what cards you have. I don't know for sure if anyone's watching. If anyone is, it's probably just Kelly. But still, the threat of someone knowing my exact hand is not all that great. If I would have sweated it, I would have kept the information private. Another disconnect. Final table, people. Come on. This is the important part. Everyone just doesn't show up. We're going to act quick to try and get the hand over with before Kelly can see. I think we lose. Chop! Okay. Fair fight. Although we did have the flush draw. Flush draw could have helped. What was our odds there on the hit? Click it. Turn was great. We turned 58% equity. What did their equity come from? Just hitting a queen? like majority chop than some queens. Aha, we may finish in 9th. Who knows? This has all the potential of being a bust out hand. Not when it plays out like this, though. We'll just min raise. Aha! I match one of those cards. That is advantageous for me. So short stacked, I don't need to be betting very big. This range favors me over them, so I'll just bet small. It is 2 to a flush potentially, so I give them good odds, but they call right away if they have a flush draw. Because it's just that good of a price. When they tank there, I'm in a pretty good spot. Aha! Another ace for us. Should captain while I choose some line of aggression. It'll probably work out for him. This is a minor form of aggression. I think we're going to be checking a decent amount. If we hit an ace, we're probably checking it. If we hit a 6, we're definitely checking it. We need some sort of combo of the two of them to want to bet. This is just a hand that's always going to prefer a check. We do have the backdoor spade draw, so we would have been interested in sticking around. Again, we don't want to get raised here. We are inclined to check call though, so we're going to take another check option. And the river being a 3, I think we could go for... What do we get him to fold though? That's the question. Probably just check and try and take it down. That works. 9-6. That little non-believer he is. What a non-believer. Let's make it 3 in a row. How about? Raise. Again, a situation, ace favors our range. 8s being paired helps us out a ton. We're going to be making that same small bet once again. Even though sec size has gone up, this should still work out quite a bit at the time. That helps us out a lot too. Our king is actually quite good in this spot. Yeah, we just bomb here. No snap is great. I was like, well, what if he does have an ace? Would he just call? He might. I feel like for sure we're good, and he's just thinking, am I trying to get him off a chop? Which I am. And it worked out for us. That's awesome. Hands that I jam there for value are anything 9s plus, any ace. And then I guess I'm just jamming a lot of other things too. What did I bet on turn? I bet 65%, right? Yeah. All those hands play it the exact same way, which is really good for us. like we were talking about before, we have finally made it above average stack. Oh, I forgot. Man, I really missed the opportunity. It should have been he folds when I have the king jack, and then I just play the Grinch gif. I missed my. It's new. It's not in my head to find opportunities to play that gif. But man, wouldn't have that been great? Just I make the jam on the river. He's sitting there thinking about it, and I just Grinch smile him. And then he tanks and calls with pocket nines and busts me. That'll probably happen at some point, but not today. Not today. I like this hand, but being nine-handed on the final table, I'm just going to tighten up. I think I probably played Jack 9 suited from about here or here. This is just too early a position. I always listen to music in the background and not feeling that song that was just playing. I just listen to like instrumental music and too much trumpet in that one. Usually I don't get trumpet music. Evil Roy also had a king. That makes a lot of sense. It's a really cheeky jam by me on the river. Because it puts Evil Roy in a spot where he's like, am I chopping with this guy? Best case scenario, he gets back what he's put into the pot. Worst case scenario, he loses a huge chunk of his stack. So that's why it's great to play in position there. That's for sure. Ooh, we see a 3-bet. We folded a king. Oh. Gotta get my GGs out there. We saw our first bust. Oh, we could see 2 busts here. 2 people kind of short stacked. I have an ace. Kids is crying and upset, so I might try and run away here real quick. Queen's bust. Another GG. So we're down to 7. Yeah, I'm just gonna fold this quick. Hopefully I'm back in time. My wife's handling the kids, so hopefully I'm all right. Hey, not that bad of a flop for our exact hand. If we can get hands like Queen Jack, Queen 10 to fold, it's a huge win. So we're going to go big, really target those hands. And hello, Ace. You look so much better for my range than you do for my opponent's range. Ugh. Why is this awful? I feel like I can bet small and get folds from king highs, but he had a deuce with a 4. That makes a lot of sense, and I think I get him to fold river there. It's just annoying. We'll just be aware of it and adapt. We essentially gave him his chips back from the bluff before, so. Baby crying in the, or toddler crying in the background now, so sorry about it. Definitely a spot where I'd want to jam some of my weaker hands, so I think I'm just going to jam this hand as well. If we can win it, we win an extra 6.5. We only had 21, so even that's a pretty decent result, but we have one of the best hands we can have in this spot, so we're going to put the chips in the middle. Sorry for the background, but we have to follow along and see what's going on here. Like I said, even winning 6.5 bigs is a decent enough result. Sorry, we're gonna mute for a little bit. It'll be okay. All right. Crisis averted, I think. Someone had a bad dream and only wanted one person. So, yeah. Did we lose someone? We lost Captain Walleye. Oh, that's Keto. Well, GG's Captain Walleye. I missed it. Two people to a hand there. Just teaching her. It was a coaching session. But we're good now. Pretty good flop for us to check because when we hit a 7, it should be really good for them. But actually, it's really good for us. When we hit a jack, it's even better. I think the snap check means a fold, but we still have to try and get some value. So we go for value and we do not get it. That doesn't mean we played it wrong. The ever so rare and elusive 3-bet on this table. If they jam, very easy fold for us, but regardless, probably just going to be a fold. We'll just move on. Not going to call that. Ace King will call that. That's pretty good. Although hearts wouldn't have done it for us. We're in 5th out of 5. We're in last place. Oh no. Oh, I should get it in GG. We're going to turn our lone ace into a 3-bet fold here. Going a third of our stack is a little bit dicey. I think we I was just trying to think really quickly in my head there. What does he flat a 3-bet with that connects with this board? I think he flats a lot of Broadway cards, King Queens, Ace Jacks, types of stuff. That is just going to fold to a jam. What isn't going to fold to a jam there is a hand like 8s, 9s, Jacks, Queens, Kings, Aces, which I think he just gets it in pre with those. At least everything but like 8s, 9s. So then it leaves us a really clean shove there because we have all those hands and he doesn't. I was worried he would potentially just hero with an Ace King or Ace Queen type of hand, but it just felt like a really clean bluff shove. Like when we 3-bet Ace Deuce off and get called, that's like the flop that we want. The flop that just does absolutely nothing for his calling range. If the flop comes out Queen Jack 5, like that's all right, I'll just give up. I give up. But what was it, like a 10 7 4 10 5 6? Like what does he call with that likes this board? Suited spade hands? King 10. What a river for Keto Man. We're in the final four. Yeah, what that it was, Keto. That it was. It's an all-in. We would have had a straight flush draw. Low suited connectors. Our arch nemesis. We can actually find the fold now because they called. Okay, that's not the turn we would want to see. That's not the river we want to see. No one's got it yet. Now we're in fourth of four again. This is my comfort zone, playing four-handed. Very comfortable doing this, but just because you're comfortable doing or in a certain situation doesn't mean it's always going to work out for you. So, really small 3-bet. Like this is like one of those types of hands that we can call a small 3-bet with. Like I'd much rather have King 10 suited, but King 9 does do all right. I think we'll call and then, you know, just be folding a lot of flops, but that is a 9. It's a really interesting spot for them because they can't have both a flush, or they usually don't have both a strong flush draw and a strong pair. Like it would have to be exactly like ace queen of clubs, like the queen of clubs type of thing. It's still possible, but it's just it's hard for them to have a little bit of both. Not the turn card I wanted. You Revival. Oh, that is the river card we wanted. With the sub. Thanks for the sub, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you for that Prime sub. Try and get called by an ace. I mean, he might have ace-ace exactly and just bust us, but hopefully he tanks for a little bit and then calls with ace-queen. I look for the jam here because how often do I have a 9? I just never have a 9 in this spot. I do potentially have 10 jack. Potentially have a club flush, but that's what he's like trying to decide is like, am I bluffing in this spot? And we get the win. Let's go. Keto will see it. That's all right. And he'll just see it now, so he'll know. That's sad. Yeah, folding the flush. Suited king, definitely a call spot for us. And then you just drill the 4. That's exactly what you're hoping for. We'll go for the check raise here because it should be so rare that we actually have the 4. And he's just going to end up going with any sort of queen that he has. And hopefully it all works out for us. We'll think about it, 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 and raise. I love that he's thinking about it, because that means he's probably wanting to stay in the hand. This is essentially an all-in, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it. Like, he should know it's an all-in, but... GG's Keto. Just unfortunate. It's a spot where we just never have a 4, but we actually do. And then potential of having a flush draw also helps out. Here we have a pair on a paired board, typically good. We'll just keep betting. Check river. We only lose to a 7, really? Yeah. Alright, alright, alright. We're on a roll! Let's go. Yeah, give us more hands, more hands. More good hands. Let's do it. Not the flop we're looking for, but this will be an easy check for us in this spot. Lead of 4 and a call, we'll just find the fold. Not too much to worry about there. King, queen versus a jack. That's what it feels like to me. Would 8 high have been good? I'm gonna guess no. Pair of aces is. Hello, jacks. I can play a little bit quicker now. I'm going to be playing a lot of hands, so we'll just play quicker as we go throughout. I mean, we're not folding versus this. I should be able to bet pretty small and get Evil Roy to fold a bunch, and then I don't care what basic text does. I've got an ace. He's got a 10 or a 4. Whatever. Yeah, I was like, you gonna raise me? Really? He's got a flush draw, and that's a flush. I don't like how it covers up those cards there. I don't know how to... Can I change it slightly? Like, then I lose my position. I think right here is okay. Maybe I do it like that. I haven't seen this guy raise in a long, long time. This is just going to be an easy fold. if this does get heads up soon, like if basic tax busts, it could be a long battle if we're both 60 plus big blinds deep. Would be fun. Suited hand, I'm going to be raising from the button almost all the time here. Maybe not all the time, but awesome. Flush draw. What more could you hope for when you raise a small suited hand? Check, check. Very interesting. Like, what are you calling this? Hmm. A 3-bet incoming. Don't tell them, though. You probably saw me raise 3x with my jacks by now. King of Hearts is a pretty valuable card to have in this spot. Rather have the Ace of Hearts. 8 does nothing for me, so now it might just turn into a give up type of situation. It's a big bet. Pretty quickly too. Just give it up in that spot. He gets to play position on us 2 out of 3 hands. We probably should be a little bit more conservative when we're the small blind, just due to that reason. When he checks twice, he just never has anything with value there. So you can just go big and... Hey, 3-bet incoming. Oh my goodness. Can't 3-bet if they give you a walk. Just when I say I should be more tight from my small blind, I get a hand that I cannot be tight. There's some value in me showing that I will check down king high. I'm just going to play a little bit quicker out of respect for everyone else. If I sit and talk through all my hands, it slows down the game, and I don't need to talk through a lot of my things. A lot of what I'm doing... Yeah, lower opacity until mouse over. I like really just like specifically want these ones though. Like I want them to be here, but I want them to like not be in the way whenever an all-in is shown. Just essentially for, maybe it makes sense. Can I set it up to whenever I'm playing on Poker Stars, limit this? Because that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Go for the 3-bet. Two overs, straight draw. Pretty easy bet for me to make. Now I'll check and then play rivers versus this opponent specifically. really want to just jam in their face. Because I don't think they're calling, and if they have a 6, they have to fold here. I don't want to check and lose to a 6. I'd just be folding. They never raised. They raised this hand. It came out ace king 7. Like, hey, am I suited 6 deuce again? This is not the flop I had last time where I had a flush draw. That's not fair. That's a deuce. Another deuce, please. A 6 works. I'm going to think about this for a little bit and then bet big and hopefully get a call. I don't think this person's going to call, but Evil Roy might be able to call with like a jack here when I do this. Okay, all right. Oh, he called. He called with a jack. Okay, that makes sense. 3-bet incoming. Snap call. What the heck? He's deeper stack, so I'm gonna go 40 instead of 30. If it was if he had 25 big blinds behind, I'd go 30%, but here I'm gonna go a little bit bigger. I think if I jam, he's not gonna call with a jack, but if I keep betting small, he might call with a jack. Let's bet half his stack. How about? Doesn't that sound about right? Okay. He'll see what I had. Pretty good flop for a pretty good hand, I say myself. If you go 4 big blinds again, you can just have it. A middle pair straight draw. Let's bet a big blind. Check. How's my 4 doing? Gonna win? Do I 3-bet this versus Evil Roy? I think Evil Roy is just waiting to get heads up versus us. Oh, that's an 8 and a king. They stay in the game. It's a big uphill battle for them, however. I like this flop too. That's pretty cool. I don't really like raising these hands, but the way Basic Tax is playing their big blind and Evil Roy, I'm getting the vibe that they just want to get to heads up and then start playing. When I can do that, like that's just a very easy decision for me to make all the time. Don't need to go big here. Small size works really well. If they jam, I fold. Otherwise, I would have limped. Ace 7, 8, 9. That's an ace. Looks like they're going to stay alive. King 3. Can we do our same song and dance over again? We raise, they fold, they call. Yeah, we'll just give this one up now. No big deal. We would have called that jam. We'll fold to this. Ace queen, 10 9. That's an ace and a queen. King. Oh man. Can't be taken out. Go for the 3-bet again. Go for it. Eventually one of these times they're going to hit the flop, but until then I'll just keep winning small hands. That's bad enough to fold. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We're final 3. It's the crux of the tournament. We're playing hands like crazy. It's nonstop action, and we're trying to win this thing. We've got a substantial chip lead, and it's just, can we win? That's the question. I think I call if they bet. And now we go for value. Ha! Nice hand. Nice hand, nice hand. King 10, good enough to open. We'll call a jam. We'll just ship it on this flop. That is an 8. He's in really good shape. We did hit our 10. If he would have only had a 7. It's okay though. Apparently they cannot be eliminated. Just one of those things that you find out. A certain person just cannot be eliminated from the tournament. 3 bigs is quite substantial. Hello, 7. Do it. Let's go. We're just going to jam for value here. They could have hands like aces, kings, ace, queen, and our 7 just is in really good shape. And that's how you do that. Queen 10, 7, 8. No 7 or 8 or 9. GG's, everyone. GG's. First place. That is the 3rd time in 5 weeks that we have won the home game. What do you think? We're feeling good. There we go. There we go. There it is. The Grinch emoji. Oh, we did it. What a good time to be running hot. Tomorrow, in case you didn't know, I'm playing the Venom on ACR. I won my ticket. I'm ready to play. That'll be starting up tomorrow. We're on a streak. We just crushed the home game tonight, so hopefully that carries over into next week. But thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We got the big W. Let's go. We did it. Tune in next week, next Thursday, same time, same place, doing the same thing. Trying to get yet another bronze pin. What's really cool about this one is now I've won in May, and I've got another spot in the Tournament of Champions next month. So we're going to call it there. Again, really appreciate everyone showing up. If only you would have guessed in the giveaway number 1. I keep telling people, why don't you guess number 1? But all right. Again, appreciate it, everyone. Take care.